Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Metabroz. I'm Moldy Potion. This is my bro, Metacracks.
Welcome back, everyone, to I didn't want to miss reviewing the set.
And I understand. I understand. We should review this not just for you, but for everybody.
Yeah, because that was one of our most popular videos, like in the analytics. You guys gave us a lot of good feedback about that. And I just thought we were going to naturally. The spoilers came a little later than we thought. And then you were in Roswell when everything was available.
Right.
And then we got right back to shooting for casters and filming box openings and building new decks and also playing off camera. And like we mentioned, we got more content coming for you guys. You just haven't seen it yet. Side note, we did an hour and a half of Soulforge last weekend and we were so stoked. And then the camera just died somewhere in the middle of the video. It never gave us back any video. So it's coming.
Yes, it is.
But before we get to Soulforge, we need to fully dive into UFO. And because I still feel like I'm sitting on like the event horizon, the periphery, if you will, of the entire set, because I don't know it, I've been, just kind of chatting with you, and we decided why not go over every single aura type before Long Beach, because that's like a week away, guys. And in case you don't know, we are both going to be there.
Yes, we are, as is a MetaZoo tournament going to be there for $5,000 and a bunch of crazy cool prizes, something about tarot cards and like spell books and UFO product, and then I think some exclusive product that's going to be special just to that tournament. It's also going to be the introduction of the first new set of first place, second place, third place participation medals. So whoever wins that is going to, for a short time, be the only person in the world who has that medal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Before we get into the show, guys, we have to pause. Give us a moment. Okay, we're back. I just had to make sure that we didn't mess up the camera like we just mentioned. Basically, we're trying to get live streaming going for you guys also, for us. And we got that Elon Musk internet back in January. And for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, it was high speed, but so many people on board in our area that we were unable to live stream in HD like we wanted to.
Yeah.
So we have been waiting, and we've contacted a fiber optic company. Anyway, that's all the boring stuff. We're getting it installed. It'll be here in the next few months. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll actually start live streaming some video games for you guys and just like hanging out with our patrons. And we got a bunch of fun stuff planned. But with that said, I had to make sure that the settings that I've been tweaking are back to normal, so you can actually see the video when we're done, unlike last weekend, which was like so devastating.
It's good to see the video when it's done.
Anyway, guys, before we get into the set, if you are enjoying the show, thank you for watching. We appreciate all the likes and the comments. Hit that subscribe button, and if you are looking for more MetaZoo content, definitely go subscribe to Caster Society here on YouTube, where we upload at least 3 games a week, more competitive play, and we've already turned in our first UFO custom spell book, so you'll be seeing that, I think, a few days.
Yeah, a couple days. I think they'll probably drop it starting on this weekend.
Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
Probably
But
Monday.
It's really cool, guys. You're definitely going to want to check it out. This set is changing the game so much. I feel like Cryptid Nation came out, Nightfall came out, really changed the game. Wilderness came out, kind of changed it, mostly just changed the meta in terms of water. Pretty much just bumped water off the top, brought lightning back to the realm of being the master deck. But then UFO has just come out, and this is going to change everything. I feel like Lightning was holding on because it was still using Ket's, one of the best cards in the game, and we all know the Hornets shut down Frogman.
Oh, that's why you're saying Wilderness gave an extra advantage to Lightning, because the Hornets were able to just remove Frogmen, Mermaid Scales, anything water, they were hitting hard.
Exactly. That's what really changed the game, in my opinion, because Lightning was the initial top of the heap back in the Cryptid Nation first edition days, and when Nightfall dropped, it brought Smoky Spirits, and that gave Frog a foothold where he could stay alive. And the lockdown deck was the top deck, as you guys probably know, all the way up through the beginning of this year. And then when Wilderness dropped, Hornets showed up, and all of a sudden Frog just could not keep up with the Hornets. But this
also Toxic Water dropped in Wilderness, I think.
Right. And now what's happened is all the other aura types also got boosts in Wilderness. It wasn't just Lightning. Everything got a boost. But because Lightning is so powerful, it still held the top spot. But you have all this pressure from the other aura types that have incredible power levels. They just haven't been able to shine yet because of Lightning. And now that UFO has shown up, they've gotten even stronger. And I think we're going to see the Lightning get bumped off the top of the meta this time.
We will see. Are you saying as soon as Long Beach, or just eventually as we move forward towards Seance?
I would like to see it at Long Beach. I think that the decks exist and it's possible right now to bump lightning off the top spot. The question is, though, will anybody be playing a deck that's going to kill lightning, or are they just going to play lightning?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, let's get into some of the cards that might actually be capable of killing lightning. And I figured since this is the UFO set, we would start with the Cosmic Aura type.
Let's do
work
it.
our way through more of the common cards and then go up to the top to check out those rares.
That sounds good to me.
All right. And all of this is being brought to you by MetaZooHQ. I mean, they're not having us bring it to you. I'm just saying we get all the cards from MetaZooHQ. So link in the description below in case you guys are looking for play sets. They are a great staple in the MetaZoo community. All right. First and foremost, we have Beastie, Sasquatch, Alien, Bigfoot. Didn't even know it existed. 2 per spellbook. Contraction costs 2 neutral, 2 cosmic. Life points 80. Has a convert trait. Gets 20 bonus attack if the forest terror is in play, or 15 bonus to the attack if the nighttime terror is in play. It says you... Is that going to work? Yeah, that'll work. I'll stay zoomed out. You may contract this page with Forest Aura. Oh, that's already cool. This page costs 2 less ore to contract if a UFO is in the arena. Now, that does not say you've seen a real UFO.
Right.
That says a UFO in the arena. So maybe the UFO card would count.
100% UFO
Or maybe
card would
even
count.
art of a UFO on another card, potentially.
That wouldn't count, but UFO, the word UFO on the card will trigger that effect.
Okay,
right
that's
there.
like paired with it specifically. So for 2 forest, you could get out a Bigfoot that is potentially astronaut assault, base damage 40, hitting for up to 60 with the Terra bonus, and the actually beyond that, so 75 if you have both Terra bonuses.
Yep.
A 2-drop with 80 life points and potentially hitting for 75. Also, it has a 4th wall effect. This attack deals plus 10 damage if you are wearing an astronaut suit. Oh, I would love to see people in astronaut suits playing this card.
Yeah, so this is a really great card. It's very similar to the Cryptid Nation Bigfoot in that it can swing for up to 75, just like the Cryptid Nation Bigfoot.
Look at his eyes.
Yeah, in the mask there, yeah. It also costs 4, usually, like the Cryptid Nation Bigfoot, but the interesting thing is that UFO effect doesn't specify which aura you get to reduce the cost by, which means that if you reduce the cost by 2, you can actually contract this guy for 2 neutral aura. So with one of those neutrality totalities, if you had a UFO in the arena, you could contract Alien Bigfoot, which is really, really cool.
Do you see what's happening behind Alien Bigfoot in this picture?
Yeah, the moon landing,
They're
like the fake
faking
moon
the
landing.
moon landing. It's Stanley Kubrick and his crew shooting the fake moon landing.
Yeah.
Incredible. Personally, no evidence whatsoever, obviously. I think both happened, and I'm getting this from other people who I've heard say this idea. I think that they probably tried to go to the moon and maybe even made it, but just because it's such a big event, they'd probably have some sort of backup on a soundstage in case they crashed and they needed to cut to something else. In case it was all failed, they had something to show because we were in this whole Russia space, you guys know. So yeah, I like to think that maybe both happened. Maybe Stanley Kubrick shot a fake moon landing and Neil and Buzz and everybody actually, Apollo 11, is that what it was?
Apollo, yeah, I think it was Apollo 11.
Yeah. So I like to think that it did touch down the moon and that for some reason they saw something like that rumor that Neil cut to the medical channel and said something along like, I can see them there, like they're there. I don't have that exactly right, but there's some rumor that he said that he sees something, that they're there. And then maybe after, a little bit of actual moon footage, they were like, you know what? We don't know if they're going to show up or not. So let's cut to the safe feed in the hangar and yep.
Back to the card, though.
Oh, yeah.
I do think that
I can't talk this long about one card.
No, I want to finish up and move on. But because this page can be contracted with Forest Aura, also this could easily be played in a Forest deck and just not played with Cosmic Aura. There's no effect controlling that. It's not triggered by anything. You can just contract this with Forest Aura. So you could play this guy in your normal Forest Sasquatch deck and just basically have kind of another version of Bigfoot. I think this is a really cool card. I think it's a nice mid-range alien beastie.
I like it too. And it says, it's unclear how Bigfoot travels so effortlessly. There are reports by caster photographers that the Sasquatch teleported out of thin air. Teleporting UFO alien Bigfoot. Love it. All right. Alien Beastie, Crawfordsville Monster. This is one that we've seen probably in a sample for almost over a year now, and it's finally here. 3 per spellbook. Contraction cost 4 cosmic. Life points 90. Has the flying trait. An additional 25 bonus to the attack if the cosmic Terra is in play. 4th wall upon contraction. If a kite is within eyesight, reveal target caster's chapter. Okay. Arena effect. Whenever an effect reveals an opposing caster's chapter, target beastie or caster loses 20 life points. Okay. Interesting. I wonder how many other combinations of mechanics you can get to kind of, step that up and have that 4th wall effect or that arena effect occur more than 3 times.
You could, with the 4th wall, you could probably trigger it with Spooky Kite, the lightning page, if you wanted to. So you could get a reveal right there. And then whenever an effect reveals the caster, they lose 20 LP. That's going to stack for each Crawfordsville.
Beastie or caster, so you can target that.
Yeah. And if you have more than one of these, like I said, that'll stack up the life loss. And then each one that attacks, if you look at the attack, it inflicts burn, deals 40 damage, and reveals target caster's chapter.
Oh my God, I should have just finished.
If you had 3 of these in the arena, the opposing caster would lose 60 LP on top of each attack. So they'd each be swinging for essentially 100. It's pretty cool. I think that this could be used in some really fun ways. And there are other cards that reveal the caster's chapter, like Bloody Mary reveals the caster's chapter. And I don't think that, Sam doesn't. There's one other card I know of that reveals the caster's chapter, but I can't remember what it is right now.
No, but you're right. There's a number of options there. And just the attack itself, having 3 in the arena, if you would attack 3 times, you would get to deal 60 damage 3 times to target beastie or caster.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit the flavor text and move on. Pick up the pace a little bit. The Crawfordsville monster uses its large fins to sporadically move through the air. The overwhelming heat that exudes from this beastie actually comes from its breath. Okay, next up, Beastie Alien, Giant Space Brains. 2 per spellbook. Contraction costs 3 cosmic. Life point 65. Gets an additional 25 bonus to the attack if the cosmic Terra is in play.
Stars Terra.
Thank you. Stars Terra is in play. I will zoom in on. Outthink is the power. Fatigue this beastie. Place a page with a printed aura cost from your chapter face down into the arena. Target caster guesses the aura cost of that page. Reveal the face down page. If the targeted caster's guess is lower than the revealed page's aura cost, that caster recovers 10x LP, and target beastie is dealt 10x damage. If the targeted caster's guess is equal to or higher than the revealed page's aura cost, you are dealt 10x damage, and target beastie is dealt 10x damage. X is the aura cost of the revealed page. Mental Crush is the attack base damage 30. That's a very interesting effect.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
I don't know if I like it though.
It's also an errata. So when I read this card, my first question was like, so what happens to the page that you bring out into the arena? Does it just stay in the arena?
Place a page with a printed aura cost from your chapter face down
and then you flip it.
Target caster guesses, then you flip it. Right. Is it staying in the arena or is it going away somewhere?
It's getting shuffled back into your spellbook.
Okay, they just forgot to put that.
Yep, they forgot to put that. The other thing that I think a lot of people miss with this is it says target caster, not target opposing caster. So you can choose yourself.
If you want to gain life points and deal damage to something.
Yeah, or deal yourself damage if you're trying to do a boil over deck.
So you have the choice to either give yourself life and deal damage or take, double damage basically to your opponent and a beastie. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's
just a 50-50 and it doesn't really hit that hard when you think about, a 2-cost Hateful Demise or even a 3-cost, Death Beam guaranteed. Obviously that's not cosmic, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, my biggest issue with the power is that you're going to lose the card that you bring out. I would like if you got to put that card back in your chapter. Then I'd be like, this is worth playing. Because if I'm holding something like...
Oh, you take it from your chapter, put it face down, and then you shuffle it back in. So you're giving up a card to have a 50-50 chance of dealing damage the way you want. I don't like this card.
I don't love it.
Nope.
Like I said, I think it could be somewhat useful. Back up a second. What are the traits? Does it have any? Is it flying?
No. Oh,
no, it's not. Yeah, I don't love this thing. The only thing I could see it being like cool for is having removal. Of course, there is removal there. You get to deal damage. And giving it tribal boost with Reptoid Ruler, it would be a fatty. It's got 65 LP, it's got 30 base damage, so
Contraction costs 3, life point 65. Yeah,
it's not a game changer, but I could see it having a place in an alien deck.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe, if you're looking to fill it out. Rarely do aliens ever directly communicate with humans, but the giant space brains are messengers in their own right. If one grants you advice, it is recommended you take it.
They are giant brains.
Yeah.
Probably know what they're talking about.
Space brains. All right, the Haddock Goblin, 1 per spellbook, Beastie alien, contraction cost 1 neutral, 1 cosmic, life points 50. Upon contraction, choose a random page in target opposing caster's chapter. Place it face down under this Beastie. Place that page into its owner's cemetery when this Beastie leaves the arena. Oh, very important. Yeah. Place that page that you took away from your opponent into your opponent's, into the owner's chapter. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's... Well, that would be your opponent because you have to take it from the opposing caster, so it would go back to the owner.
Yep.
When this beastie leaves the arena. All right, strike and run is the attack, base damage 20. Place this beastie into its owner's chapter after combat if it is not destroyed. Oh, so you're borrowing beasties temporarily, then potentially bringing this guy back to your own hand, making the beastie you took from your opponent go back to their hand, and then you do it again and again.
Because it's a random page, right? So you don't know if you're going to get a good or bad card. If you get a good card, you probably won't be attacking much with Gollum here. I call
you're
this
just going to hold on to it.
This is Gollum to me. I'm just going to refer to him as Gollum. Yeah. So you contract Gollum. He takes the precious from you. He takes a random card from you, and he keeps it. And then if it's a good card, this is where it's up to you, the controller, to decide. If you got a good card with Haddock, you probably don't want to attack with him. You probably just want to be like, oh my God, I got a Ketz. I'm just going to leave him there. Yeah.
Now, but he does not have flying or spirit or any protection, so he's an easy target.
Yeah, he's a nice 2-drop with 50 LP, which is okay. But basically, yeah, you're hoping to get a good card and then try to keep him safe until they inevitably destroy him and they get the card back. The other cool thing is if he's damaged, attack with him, and then you can bounce him back to your hand and bring him back out with full LP. So there's a little bit of trickery here that can happen with this guy.
That's pretty sweet. Oh, and you're only allowed 1 per spell book.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. It's a cool mechanic. I get it. I like it. It's not bad.
Yeah, it'll get better the longer the game goes on. As they have less cards in their hand, you'll take away more valuable things, and they'll be sad.
Flavor text: the marshes of Newburyport hides a little fish thief. This goblin sprints through reeds to claim fresh meals.
That's right. He said, "Give it to us raw and wriggling."
We gotta watch those again.
Yeah, definitely.
Bookmark Blue.
I love this card.
2 per spell book. I love the art.
Mm-hmm.
Poncho. Powerful poncho.
The effect is as good as the art.
Contraction cost 3 cosmic. Reveal the top 4 pages of your spellbook. Place 2 of the revealed pages on the top or bottom of your spellbook. Place the other 2 pages in your chapter. Whoa.
Yeah, so this...
Super scry.
Yeah, if you guys have ever played Magic the Gathering, this is very similar to a card in Magic called 4C, where you get to, same thing, you look at the top 4, and you get to scry 2, and then bookmark, then draw 2 cards. I think actually you scry 2, and then you draw 2 cards, but it's a very similar effect here. And if you think about the fact that you may have seen recently me talking about Patient Insight. We mentioned it in our caster videos. It is a new 3-cost neutral card that if you go second, it allows you to draw 3 cards. If you go first, it only lets you draw 1. So it is either a great card or it's a kind of dead card, depending on if you're going first or second. This card, for Cosmic specifically, is like a better version of Patient Insight, because Cosmic wants to go first, especially if you're playing the Greys or any of the Swarm mechanics. Cosmic definitely wants to take the first turn, but then it's giving up something like Patient Insight. But with Bookmark Blue, this is actually better than Patient Insight, and it's pretty much the same price, costing 3 Cosmic. You're going to look at the top 4, man, this is too good. You can just send 2 of them to the bottom, pull 2 into your hand, whatever. It's a lot of card advantage, and it's a 2 per spell book, and it only costs 3.
And you know what this is? I only noticed because of the flavor text. I should have known right away because of Twin Peaks.
Project Blue Book.
Project Blue Book is still not fully understood by the general public. There are even rumors of a powerful cosmic spellbook that contains its true secrets. I love that art, man.
Yeah, so good.
So glad to have Poncho on our side.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next up, we got Crop Circles, of course. 3 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 neutral, 1 cosmic. contract, and treat this page as if it were a farm special Terra page. Until the end of the next turn, all cosmic beasties lose and cannot gain flying. Talk to me about this. Why is this cool? I mean, it's kind of cool, but why is it cool?
I don't love it. It's like a cosmic version of Wildfire. You know, Wildfire was the spell that became a Terra. This is a spell that becomes a farm Terra. Until the end of the next turn, all cosmic beasties lose and cannot gain flight.
Okay, it's like you combine a Terra and a spell.
Yeah.
You basically pay to put two cards together.
Right. And neither effect is all that exciting, but hey, it's something. I wouldn't really play this in any deck at this point. Flying cosmic beasties are not the threat right now. Flying lightning beasties are the threat. So if this were all beasties losing cannot gain flight, 100% I'd be like, play this and then flood the earth and take them all away, you know?
Man.
But that's not going to be how this works. The cosmic beasties is a pretty heavy limitation, but hey, keep an eye out. If those Crawfordville monsters start doing really well, if flying cosmic beasties become more of a thing, the UFO, you know, the UFO gives another beastie flight. We'll talk about that in a little bit when we get to that card. So cosmic flying beasties are more of a threat than they have been, but does it warrant playing this in a deck 3 per spellbook to try to stop it?
Options.
Yeah, exactly.
Flavor text. Crop circles are the oldest form of extraterrestrial communication with Earth inhabitants. Casters are still attempting to decipher all their hidden meanings, as we all are.
I wonder if that symbol there means something to MetaZoo.
Ooh,
Gotta wonder.
like the flavor.
Gotta wonder.
I like the idea. It's like some type of sigil that we're going to run into.
Yeah.
We got to get back to reading the illustrated novel, man. I know that we've got so much on our schedule right now, but that's got to happen because it's probably in there.
Probably.
Beastie Aliens, Breakfast Aliens. 6 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 cosmic, life points 30. Gets an additional 10 bonus to the life points if the
Sunrise or Dawn Terra.
Thank you. Fourth wall effect. If you bought breakfast between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. today, this page costs 1 less aura to contract. So either friendly or a tournament asks you to bring a receipt and show that you went to like McDonald's between that time.
Right. And we don't know yet. I would say at this point, don't plan on these guys being free. Because they can do crazy things to tribal decks. Like having a bunch of free dudes that pop out is a valuable effect, but they don't have receipt on the fourth wall list at this point. Though I will say in Roswell, it was active. This fourth wall was active in Roswell. So these guys were like a star of the show.
They were just
in Roswell because they were just free. So the first turn you'd be like, cool. So I'll put an aura down. I'm going to drop 3 breakfast aliens for free.
Whoa.
So if they do make this illegal fourth wall, and I kind of hope they do, I've actually been pushing that they do that because I don't think it's game breaking. I just think it's fun. And playing them in a tribal deck would be super sweet. I would totally play them in my Grays deck, but I don't know if they're free or not yet.
Yep. Well, we'll wrap up here. Keep the change is the attack base damage 25. Flip a coin 2 times. For each heads result, this attack deals plus 10 damage. All right, you have a 50-50 chance to beef up their attack to 55.
45.
That's what the math is. Thank you. And potentially they could end up having 50 life points.
Yeah, so like a free 50 life point, or let's just say a free 30 life point beastie who can swing for up to 45 and is an alien and is 6 per spellbook. It could be a great card if we're allowed to do it for free. If it's not free, they're not great. But I want to say shout out to Demon Fergus, who I was playing in Roswell. He had 5 of these guys in the arena at one point, and he was rolling 10 dice at once with every attack, just being like, okay, I deal you this much damage. It was fun. It was definitely a fun card.
Everyone likes to roll dice. The more reasons, the better.
Yeah.
Flavor text, delicious and piping hot in only 3 light years, brought to you from the furthest reaches of the galaxy and delivered right to your door.
Nice.
Thanks, Breakfast Aliens. All right, great. Here we go. Now this I've had experience with. I love them and I hate them. I love them more than I hate them, but terrifying. I fear them most of all.
Absolutely terrifying.
Beastie Alien Greys, 10 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 cosmic, life points 35, gets an additional 10 bonus to the attack for the Stars Terra. Upon contraction, reveal the top page of your spellbook. If that page is a basic Terra page, or Greys, contract it for 1 less cosmic aura, which means, once again, we have
Free.
another free alien, and this one works and does work, especially because the attack, Pew Pew, base damage 20, has a fourth wall effect. This attack deals plus 10 damage if
20 damage.
plus 20 damage if you point a flashlight at a page in the arena. So that's going to be easy for everyone to accomplish. We all have cell phones with flashlights. Instantly, you're going to have the option to be hitting for 40, which means, now this is a lot of luck on your side, but if you happen to have one cosmic aura and then you have a hand, then your spell book is stacked with grays. So you have a cosmic aura and one gray on your first turn, and you bring out one gray, and it just so happens that 9 more grays are shuffled to the top of your spell book. You could potentially have 10 beasties that are each hitting for 40 damage by turn 2.
Usually how it goes in a realistic setting, not getting all 10 at once,
Of course,
is
yes.
you get 2 to 3 on the first turn, which is still going to be 120 damage on the next turn. And then if you're lucky, you can get out something like a Reptoid Ruler and give them all tribal boost. And then you're swinging for like 180 damage to 300 damage every turn.
I don't want to really give a spoiler, but let's just say it happens more than we like it to happen.
It happens a lot.
All right. We'll get the flavor text here. These are like the star of the whole set for me right
This
now.
is a new meta here.
And this is like me really reacting to the cards in the moment, other than the ones from the release event decks that we played on casters, and then the most custom ones, and a little bit of the booster box. But that was happening so fast, I didn't really get to retain it. Flavor text. After crash landing in Roswell, New Mexico, the gray aliens are prone to abducting humans for probing and examination. Never speaking, only studying. What do they want from us?
They just want to learn, guys. They just want to be our friends.
We are thus. Or wait, we are
us.
Never mind. I stuttered and I said the wrong thing.
What if we are us?
Moving on. How am I not myself? Okay, Beastie Alien Old Saybrook's Blockheads. 4 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 neutral, 1 cosmic, life points 55. Gets an additional 10 bonus to the attack and to the life points if the Star's Terror is in play. Fourth wall contraction effect. You may place a piece of, can you read that for me?
Cloth.
Thank you.
On a beastie in the arena. If you do, that beastie does not awaken at the start of the next turn. So it's just a quick little way to slow it down. Now this, I don't think this would be a repeated effect, and I don't know if you could pick up the cloth and place it on another beastie. It's, the goblins specifically tell you can't use the same coin twice, which is why you can't do that with Hopkinsville Goblin. But with something like Slide Rock Bolter, you're allowed to repeatedly use that stone. As soon as it's removed, next time you have priority, you can put that stone back on. Now that is because it says you can do it at any time. This specifically is a contract effect. So I don't think you're going to be able to move that cloth around or use it repeatedly unless you contract another blockheads, and then the contract effect will trigger and you'll get to place that cloth again.
So let me ask you this. The red thing in the art, to me, looks like it's on the inside of the blockhead, almost like a light, because that single angle up front here looks like it's contained.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit of it that reminds me of that one Pokemon. What is he, Dig Dug or whatever? The one where everyone argues, is it a nose or a mouth?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I think this is clearly inside the box.
It is. It's just reminiscent. I just think it's adorable.
Yeah, you're talking about Diglett.
Diglett, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's a nose, just personally.
Yeah.
Okay, did you say the whole text box here?
Nope, we have another contract effect here, but this is actually an arena effect. This is another errata. So just imagine that says arena. Spells cost opposing casters an additional neutral aura to contract when it is your turn.
Oh,
now that's only when
wow.
it's your turn. So
but I still like that. Anything to slow down and protect. That's a nice little effect. It's
it'll
not
slow
major.
down, paralyzes.
That's what I'm saying.
It'll slow down, dampens, all that type of stuff.
Totally. What about that's all I can think of actually. Paralyzes and dampens.
Dampen, the second anniversary is gonna, that'll be getting played a lot on the opponent's turn.
You can play that anytime.
Void spell, no, but you play it in response to them contracting a neutral page. So it's like a dampen. You're waiting for them to contract a neutral spell and then pew, pew.
Totally. Void Spell is the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, Void Spell, it's another
that's
one.
That's going to be convenient.
Yep.
Zap is the attack, base damage 10, and potentially inflicting paralyze. The heads of these aliens are composed of a uniquely malleable glass. Its cyclopean eye can keenly observe in all directions.
There you go. So that's an eye.
Like a lighthouse. That's pretty cool. I like it. Shout out to, who did the art there?
That's SAG art. We haven't seen anything from him since the first.
Oh yeah, he's
set
like
or
the
two.
OG.
Yeah, but these were a sample card as well.
Okay, moving on. Next up, Riverside Monster. 5 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 neutral, 1 cosmic, life points 50. Gets an additional 15 bonus to the attack if the River Terra or Nighttime Terra is in play. Upon contraction, you may contract a page with the equipment trait for 1 less aura and equip it to this beastie. If you do, awaken this beastie. Now that's interesting too. I don't know what my move would be with equipment, but I like that basically giving him fleet and a cheaper effect with or cheaper cost if you want to equip them.
Yeah, I could see this working with like Tribal Warcry, because you're playing aliens. You could automatically bring them out with a Tribal Warcry. You could also Power Up Red does not have the equipment traits, so you couldn't do that. But there's a laser gun upgrade. We'll see. I think it might even be the next card. Okay. That's a really good equipment that could be popped on to Riverside Monsters. So there's a few pages, and I think as we go on, there will be more and more. This is a card I want to keep my eye on. I just wish he had some defensive traits. He's going to be very easy to kill.
Yeah, he is. He has. Look at the giant crab arm. It's amazing. Oh, it's his equipment. He's got like a race car, steering wheel, a giant crab arm. Who do you think this is up here? Who's getting the cross?
Yeah, I don't know. It's some kind of alien.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Flavor text. The Riverside Monster has an unknown fascination and salvaging vehicle parts. The problem being it doesn't care if you're currently driving when it wants your vehicle. So it's a Grand Theft Auto.
Just going to take it. Yeah.
All right. Roswell Recreation, 3 per spellbook, contraction cost 2 cosmic. I love this art so much.
Yeah, the space
I just love the Space Penguins. I want the Space Penguins to rule MetaZoo at some point. It might not happen now. I was hoping it would in Cosmic. I know there's more viability to them a little bit, but I want them to like take over for a period of time.
There's actually less viability than ever now, because if your opponent is playing Cosmic, then you can't get the damage.
Yeah, right. This is so true. You're right. It's less. They've given them a couple more mechanics, the Space Penguins, but everyone has a reason to play Cosmic now. So, yep. Target beastie gains flying until the end of the next turn. Well, that's cool for 2. At the end of the next turn, that beastie loses 40 LP. Ooh, actually, I like this.
Yep.
Because I could either get a hit through that I really need to. If I need to make my beastie flying, what am I saying? I'm saying this wrong. Obviously, you can block a flying beastie.
Yeah, but if you want to attack a flying beastie.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that I can attack a Ketz if I need to, or a Hornet or whatever. But also, I can just use this like, okay, Ketz, you're already flying? Well, here, 2 cost Cosmic, take 40 damage.
Right.
That's nice. The fact that you can flip it. So you can either use it yourself for some type of, utility to get flying, or just use it against someone else you don't care about. Give them flying, or if they already have flying, just deal the 40 damage. Loss of life, which is different than dealing damage, guys. It's, marked in dice either way, but
you won't get aura advantage.
But it'll get around
loss.
Stone Skin.
Yeah, it'll get around Stone Skin. It's also giving a beastie a trait, so it would create more targets for Hateful Demise. You could give it. I mean, Ketz already has a bunch of traits, but if they had something like a Leveland Rocket that just has a flight trait, you could give it a second flight trait. And then hit it with a Hateful Demise.
Gosh, that's nice too. I like that. Right, you could just use this with Hateful Demises. That's perfect. However, rewind. So this card, Roswell Recreation, it's a Cosmic card. Page, you're telling me if I play this up against something that has aura disadvantage, does Cosmic have advantage over
Spirit?
Spirit, of course. Right. You're telling me that because it's loss of life, it doesn't get an additional.
Right.
Because there is no damage to be additional.
Right.
It's a loss of life, which is a different mechanic.
Yeah.
All right. Because that aura advantage is when you're dealing damage, you get an additional.
Right.
This isn't dealing. Right. It's losing life. Okay. The flavor text. The Space Penguins choose a famous landing site and shared their words of warning with the world. All right. Awesome. Terra Forming spell.
Love this
3
card.
per spellbook. Contraction cost 2 cosmic. Destroy target Terra page and all other Terra pages that share a Terra symbol with it. That Terra is no longer active. You may search your spellbook for a Terra page and contract it into the arena. This is badass. Absolutely love this. Throwing it right up against the Forest Terra to avoid the Bigfoot stomps, the lightning storms to just stop Kets from being pumped, and anyone who adds that extra Terra, now it's going to make them nervous as they're playing Cosmic to set them all down. So somewhere between this and New Year's New Beginnings, you could lock someone out of their Terra bonuses pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, like you said about the spell earlier, you were like, that's kind of like 2 different spells put into one. This is 100%. This is Born from the Earth, but better, combined with Destroy Terra, and it's badass. Interesting thing too, if for some reason the Terra page you destroyed were also an active Terra at that tournament, like if you were going to a tournament in the desert and desert was active, but your opponent happened to bring out a desert Terra, you could explode it or destroy it with this, and then if you look, it says that Terra is no longer active. So even if the desert were automatically active from the surroundings, now it's not because of that page effect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that is very interesting. This world is not suited for all species of aliens. Sometimes necessary measures must be taken to ensure the survival of their species. Next up, we got Laser Beam Gun Upgrade. 5 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 cosmic, life points 50. Has that equipment trait, so this is going to tie into our...
Riverside Monster.
Yep. Equip this artifact to target Beastie. Equip Beastie gains the text, you may fatigue this Beastie. If you do, target Beastie or caster loses 30 life points. Oh,
yeah.
I love this card.
Yeah, it's great.
I didn't know this existed.
Amazing card.
You can have 5?
Yeah.
So you're just going to give aliens like laser beams?
Yeah, I've been telling people, get ready to see laser beams all over the place.
And it's that loss of life again, which is going to get a round stone skin.
And it's an artifact, which means that you can equip it to a magic-proof Beastie.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this card. Also love the art.
It's so good.
Who do you think's holding the gun? Is that a Beastie that we know?
Yeah, it's hard to tell from the claw.
Yeah, just wondering. Powerful poncho. You are now qualified to declare pew pew and zap as you fire. Pew pew.
Yeah, great card.
Next card. Oh, no, actually, that concludes the Cosmic set of the commons.
Yes.
We are now going to go up to the very top, and we're going to get into the rares before we wrap the video. So, it's higher than I thought. Keep going. Higher and higher.
There is a couple Cosmic pages there. Scroll down that we're missing.
Well, we're just going to go down from the top to the bottom.
Okay.
All right. So we've got the Flatwoods Monster, who now I also fear for many reasons.
This is way better than the other Flatwoods.
Yep. 1 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 neutral, 3 cosmic, life points 50. Gets an additional 40 bonus to the attack if the Meteor Terra is in play, or 20 bonus to the life points if the Forest Terra is in play. 4th wall effect. This Beastie deals 100 attack damage if you have seen a real UFO before this game. So that's either going to be something that the tournament has active, or I don't know how you're going to prove you saw a real UFO when UFOs aren't necessarily identifiable. That's why they're unidentified. So how can you show something's real when it's not?
At this point, all of the real 4th walls are pseudo only, so they can only be activated by pseudo environment except Bonsai Tree, which they've made a special exception for, so that we can all play Wood Devil for way too cheap.
Wait, it's back now?
It's never been fully removed. They talked about it, but they never removed it.
I heard all these rumors. We've even said on the show that it like only went a day at the tournament or 2, and then
yep, they posted the tournament rules yesterday for Long Beach, and it says you're going to need to have physical items, and there's nothing about no bonsai tree. So
are you going to bring
to assume
your bonsai?
Oh, I am, and I'm not going to forget it this time.
I won't let you, because apparently I'm going with you. I'm leaving the basement, guys. Upon contraction, declare a page type. This is so crazy. Until the start of your next turn, or until this Beastie leaves the arena. Basically, whichever happens sooner.
Whichever comes first, yeah.
Casters cannot perform actions with that page type. So that means, if he says Beastie, you can't attack with a Beastie. You can't block with a Beastie. Not that because nothing can do anything. No one can do anything.
You can't
use your
contract
power.
a Beastie.
You can't contract a Beastie. No actions. If you say aura, you can still fatigue your aura. That's not considered an action. So you can still generate aura.
Right.
But you can't set any new aura down.
Right.
It's just there's so many things that this card disrupts, and it's, arena specific, whatever you're facing immediately, that's off limits. It's better than a flash. It's a guaranteed, no, you can't do that. Yeah. And it could even benefit you because rather than just saying one beastie can't attack, you just say beasties and you've got a whole turn to cycle through, which was a move you used because at one point in one of the games we were playing that you guys didn't see, he's trying to get to that black hole card, which I'm sure we're going to look at, which is a major wipe in the game right now, the biggest. And this card, even though I thought I had the game, it did allow him one more chance to try to fish for that wipe because he locked down all my beasties, and even though he was low life points, I couldn't attack.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, there's so many uses, and it's not a long window. It's just one turn, but it's one turn. You can stop anything specifically that you want. Like, I think some of the most I don't even want to say some of the most powerful uses. I just want to say, don't forget, you can use this to stop your opponents from contracting spells. You can use it to stop your opponents from contracting aura pages. You can use it to stop your opponents from contracting potions. There are so many good uses for this guy.
Whatever you're fearing, he will keep you safe for a turn. Pungent Mist is the attack, base damage 20, inflicting 3 poison. Also says, inflict all opposing beasties and casters with 1 poison, so it's going to be a token killer.
So good. Yeah.
Whoa. So you can only have up to 3 poison. So you attack 1, a beastie or a caster. That one gets 3, and everybody else gets 1.
Yeah.
Opposing everybody else.
Yeah.
The Flatwoods incident is now heavily researched by casters around the world, but they were not aware that the incident was a precursor to a much larger invasion.
His card is so good. I was concerned because Flatwood Monster, I love the look of it. It's one of my favorite beasties just in terms of the style. But the Cryptid Nation Flatwoods Monster was really hard to contract. It was 5 aura and it gave everything 1 poison, but it just didn't do enough work. All of its bonuses were associated with meteor showers and real meteor showers, and it was really difficult to get it to do anything besides put 1 poison counter on everything in the arena. Now you get that every time this one attacks, and you get to stall out your opponent from contracting things or doing beastie actions or whatever. I love this card. Every time I play it, I am so happy to be playing it. This is one of the few cards in the set I would actually give like 5 out of 5 stars to.
I agree. I'm totally with you. I mean, if you even take away the 100 extra damage, forget that. And if you even take away the crazy contraction effect that lets you lock down a type of card, it's still a badass. For 4 aura, you could potentially be hitting for up to 60 with a 70 life point beastie, if all Terra bonuses are in play, that is going to deal an additional 60 damage with its poison attack. So that's like 120 damage it's dealing in an attack, and it also inflicts all beasties and casters with poison, knocking out tokens. This is a must play in a cosmic deck. I would absolutely not play without it.
Here's an example, a very common example that you guys will see, and then we'll move on. You're playing against Hornets. We all know Hornets are a nightmare. The whole arena is full of Hornets, okay? You're way behind. Everything you bring out gets paralyzed and killed by a Hornet. You bring out Flatwoods, you say beastie cards, then your opponent is not allowed to attack with the Hornets, and they're not allowed to contract any more Hornets until the start of your next turn. So they have to pass back to you. Then you attack once with Flatwoods Monster, and all of the Hornets die at the end of the turn. This thing is crazy good.
Yeah, it is. Awesome. Flatwoods finally has a place in our hearts. Men in Black, contraction cost 2 per spellbook. 4 cosmic is the contraction cost. Life points 60. Has a double flash trait. I like that. Like there's 2 of them neuralizing you, like Men in Black, literally, like Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, or Chris Hemsworth and that girl from Westworld. 20 bonus to the attack if the Stars Terra is in play, or the Nighttime Terra. 4th wall effect. If you are wearing a suit, this beastie deals plus 20 attack damage. Okay, that's totally cool. Upon contraction, once per game, you may have target opposing caster place all pages in their chapter to the bottom of their spellbook in any order they choose. Then that caster bookmarks 4. Whoa, I don't like that for like if I'm playing that, I'd be scared of that. I hate losing my cards, especially because right now my favorite is still Torrential, where I'll have like 10, 15, and you can just bring them out and you have 2 chances to knock everything out of my hand. Sure, I don't lose it permanently, but it's still going to upset all the work I've done to get the hand I need.
It's an even meaner version of New Beginnings. I wouldn't quite put it at New Year's New Beginnings level, but it's better in some ways.
You can use it on yourself. Nope, it is only opposing. Sorry.
But the interesting thing here is that they're not getting shuffled into the spellbook. They're getting placed on the bottom. So unless that person has a way to shuffle their spellbook, those cards are effectively gone for most of the game, if not the rest of the game. And then they're only getting to bookmark 4, so they're not getting back up to 7. They're getting 4. And you can do this once per game. So I think this effect is really sweet. Now, I know some people who are like disappointed in this effect. They don't really think it's that good.
Really?
I think that you're misreading it. I think you're thinking of it as if they're going to shuffle those cards back in their deck. They're not.
They're as far away as
possible.
Whatever they were holding on to that they thought was going to win them the game, not anymore.
Yep. And then the Rowdy Grasshopper.
Base damage 10. This attack deals plus 50 damage if the original target of this attack is an opposing caster or beastie alien. That is beautiful flavor, MetaZoo.
Yeah.
So you're having the Men in Black be strong against the aliens that they're catching and trying to control, and then naturally caster. So for 4, you're hitting for 60. You got 60 life points. Double trait. Actually, you might be hitting for up to 100 if you have
120.
both in 120.
Yep. Because of the suit. If you're wearing a suit, plus 20 damage, then plus 40 from the Terra, then plus 50 if the opposing caster
130.
is 120, I believe. Right?
130.
10 plus 60 is 70 plus 50 is 120.
60 plus 70 plus 50 is 120.
Yeah. But still, for 2 per spell book.
60 plus 70 plus 50 is 120.
I don't know what you're saying. I'm just saying,
I don't know, man. Jeez, let's move on, please.
But great card. I think this definitely could do some work. It doesn't play into the current Cosmic like Swarm build, but as a mid-range Cosmic deck, this thing has a lot of unique and really powerful effects.
Where there is cosmic activity, the Men in Black are always close by. Whether they are protectors of the earth or capitalists promoting their own personal endeavors is yet to be determined.
Nice.
Breakaway civilization. All right. Next up, we have... All right, so this is the other star of the show. Obviously, you got the Greys, and they are rolling out fast and hitting hard. And then you've got the UFO card. You can have 2 per spellbook. Contraction cost 3 cosmic. Life points 80. Of course, it has flying. Gets an additional 25 bonus to the attack if the star's Terra is in play. Arena effect. If this beastie is touching exactly one other cosmic beastie, that beastie has flying. That's awesome.
So you can contract it into the arena, touching a beastie. That as long as it's cosmic, that beastie will have flying. And then if you set it up right, when you awaken it, you could potentially, if you have the right placement, move it off of that beastie.
Onto
now it's
another,
touching a different beastie.
And then have that one have flying.
And then attack with it,
so
give the other beastie
back
flight.
And forth.
Yep.
Return home is the power. Fatigue this beastie. This must be the first action of your turn. Destroy this beastie. A Meteor Terra page, a Stars Terra page, a Nighttime Terra page, and any combination of other beastie aliens with a combined aura cost of 5 or more. If you do, win the game. So now we have a new win condition tied to the cosmic UFO landing. And you pointed this out the other day. What if you're doing a cosmic mirror match and you get all the Terra and you've got the UFO and your opponent has a bunch of aliens? You could destroy theirs if you wanted.
Yeah, you could. It doesn't say opposing beastie aliens. It just says any combination of other beastie aliens. This is by far the most attainable win con in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
You can set this up relatively easily. The only caveat that actually makes it hard-ish to pull off is that it must be the first action of your turn. So even if you get everything in place, then you have to pass turn, and all the opponent has to do is kill one thing or destroy one Terra, and then you can't win.
Though? You could play for that edge. Like that still makes sense.
Play Flatwoods last.
Here's another great point.
Beasties can't attack, pass turn, the next time it comes back around to win the game.
Man, there's a lot of synergy with these cards right now.
Yeah.
And here's another reveal, a random page in target caster's chapter, which would go back to that card at the beginning.
It wouldn't though, because that one you have to reveal their chapter.
The whole chapter.
This is just a page.
All right, no worries. Blast Ray is the attack, dealing a base damage of 50 when combined with the Terra bonus up to 75.
Yeah. This is a great card.
Yeah, man.
This is a great card.
Amazing. The original flying saucer. Why has it come to our planet, and why does it avoid direct contact with humans? Did the fall of the veil finally cause it to fully reveal its intentions? Come on, aliens.
So pretty.
Show yourself. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
All right, Van Meter Visitor. Another one we've been waiting for some time. Contraction cost is 1 neutral, 2 cosmic, 50 life points, and you can have 3 per spellbook. Has the flying trait and the flash trait. Gets an additional 40 bonus to the attack if the Meteor Terra is in play. Upon contraction, it has a 4th wall contraction. You may shine a flashlight on the Beastie targeted by this Beastie's flash trait. If you do, that Beastie is inflicted with confused if the coin flip for flash is tails or fails. So that is a win-win for the Van Meter. You're either going to be stopping a Beastie from attacking for a turn, or I would actually hope that it fails, because I love confused. Confused and poison are my favorite traits, status effects at the moment.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And when you have 3 of these in the arena, this is one of those cards that, like, the first time you read it, you're like, it's cool. I like it. It's cool. And then when you're like, oh, it's 3 per spell book. This is almost like a Ketz of the cosmic aura type. The only thing is it's a dinosaur. So this is not an alien. You won't be able to give this tribal boost like you would to the other aliens, which is probably a power limiter on purpose. Because if this were an alien, you could tribal boost it. Forget about it. This would be insane.
Yeah. That's a good call. Prehistoric Beam is the attack, base damage 20. You may fatigue any number of cosmic aura pages you control. This attack deals plus 20 damage for each aura page fatigued. How many can I?
Yeah.
Oh, I want this now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So let's just say, for instance, that you have 3 cosmic aura and you contracted him. The next turn, you'll be able to give Prehistoric Beam plus 60 damage. And each time you bring out a new aura, it'll go higher. If you had the Meteor Shower out, you'd be dealing 100 damage if you had 3 cosmic aura.
That is so easy to attain.
It's crazy.
And then when you consider that card that you said was one of your favorites, where you're destroying all the Terra, making it no longer active, and then getting your own, this is just making it that much easier to do exactly what it wants you to.
Exactly.
Oh, man. The horn on its head glows with powerful energy before firing an ancient beam. Casters are still attempting to study the Beastie's ballistic resistances. Like Cyclops.
I love this card.
All right, that is the first part of the rares, and then we kind of just go down and find them randomly in between here. So
there's one.
Oh, all right. Yes, the mini.
Nope.
That is not it.
Down and to the right.
There we go. The supernatural black hole. 1 per spellbook, contraction cost 5 cosmic. Place this spell and each non-aura page in the arena into their respective afterlives.
This is the other 5-star card in the set, guys.
This is insane. This is like a planar cleansing or a wrath of God, whichever the one was that knocked out everything.
Specifically, it's like the one that exiles everything, because you're placing them, which means no destroyed effects are going to trigger. Nothing is going to... You could, if you played this before your opponent burst their spiderlings, they're not getting any spiderlings.
Nothing, it's gone.
You know what I mean? This thing is seriously amazing. Everything's going to be going to afterlife. So if it's a spellbook that uses its limbo, they're screwed.
That's such a great point, man. This isn't destroying anything.
No.
It is just telling you to put everything into the afterlives. And therefore you don't get any destroyed bonuses. It's just gone. I've already faced this card. It's like Flatwoods I'm afraid of. This I'm afraid of. And the Greys also strike fear in my... Oh, that's the sprinklers outside turned on. Okay.
This is a crazy spell because we've seen that Cosmic can swarm the arena. So now that Cosmic has a wipe, it can just... partially swarm, and then if you start to take over the arena, wipe the arena, and then swarm immediately afterwards. It's crazy.
Flavor text, that's a good point. I'm just going to repeat what you said, because it happened to us. In a couple games, I saw him build up with Greys early on, feed a bunch of damage through. Then I rolled out, I was able to eliminate those Greys. Then I had arena control. Then he plays this card. Everything's gone, and guess what he does? He builds up with his Greys super fast again after this, and I'm dead. You did it a couple times. It worked well.
Yep. So if you're playing Cosmic and you're putting this in, do not blow your wad on all the grays. Just bring out enough that you can start to take control and let them think that they're winning, and then wipe the arena and just reset.
Yeah, I mean, really, just go for as much damage up front as you can.
Yep.
You'll get it in there. Be okay with losing some of them as your opponent thinks they're coming back and taking control, and then drop this and do it all over again. It's so awesome. So awesome. Cities melting in the light of day and the magic sucked into the supernatural. All right. Do we have any more?
We have one more.
We'll just go hunting for it.
We have the artifact essence there, Dark Shard Meteorite.
Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. 2 per spellbook, 0 cosmic, life points 50. You may fatigue this artifact at any time to generate 1 cosmic and 1 dark.
100% this is my favorite artifact essence up until now of all the sets.
Because you're playing those hateful demises in your cosmic.
Yes, I am.
And it's driving me insane.
Yes, I am.
You may not control more than 2 artifact essences in the arena, as we know.
And there's one more cosmic page.
Yep. Let's get to it.
It's I believe it's the artifact Terra Orb. There it is on the left.
Okay. Pocket Dimension Orb. These things, there was also, I know this comes in every aura. I said this about the water one. This art is just gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely awesome. I love it. It's like liquid oil or something. It's it just, so imaginative. 2 per spellbook, contraction cost, 1 neutral, 0 cosmic. Life points 30. Has the trap trait, the convert trait, and the self-destruct trait. Upon being destroyed, until the end of the active caster's next turn, Meteor Shower is active. Target Beastie or caster loses 20 LP.
These things are tech.
Wow.
These things are really, really tech. The thing is, guys, I want you to think about how many effects he just went through.
Seriously.
And the fact that it costs 1 neutral, and it's 2 per spellbook, and this is an artifact Terra Orb, which is going to play into the Caster Cup promo, and it's going to create a Terra active until the end of your next turn, the active caster's next turn. So that's a full turn cycle, and then another turn.
2 attacks.
Yep. And then target Beastie or caster is going to lose 20 LP.
You can hide it as a trap and plan on it getting destroyed and line it up.
Yep.
You can drop it in the arena for 1, and then you're converting with it and just adding to your aura pool. Or you can just throw it down at any time and just know you can destroy it when you want.
Yep.
And get that bonus. Yeah, this is awesome. This game, they are just continuing to step up the mechanics. I absolutely love what they've done. That's why you were so excited about this set.
Yeah.
You were telling me that's why you were willing to sit down and do this revision, even though I know you know them all. I wanted to go over them. So I hope you guys enjoyed going over them, because this is like blowing my mind how well MetaZoo is doing. Only a year out of the gates, we have more options than most games ever have, and they're tightening it up, and it's feeling like they're balancing something that's already on steroids.
Yeah. Yeah. It's incredible. This is the best set yet in the game. Definitely. Hands down. This is my favorite set yet. I can't believe how many powerful cards there are. And then, like I said before, this is one of those sets that we're all going to be caught up with the Cosmic and the Lightning, but there are good things happening in this set in every aura type, just like there were in Wilderness. And the game is just getting bigger and bigger, guys. I cannot wait to see what happens in Long Beach.
And with that, guys, we made it to the end of the show. We will be back. We're going to try to crank out a bunch of these, so when we go to Long Beach, you guys have content to watch. We're going to go over the whole set, 1 aura type per video, and you will be getting new spellbooks custom on casters. So definitely go subscribe to Caster Society here on YouTube if you want to see some new gameplay of UFO. And then when we get through the set, we're going to be bringing you all of our ideas right here to this channel.
That is correct. Guys, just want to say thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you want to support us, you can go check us out at patreon.com/Metabroz with a Z. Big love, big hearts to all of our patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing. And to all of you for watching, commenting, participating. Thank you guys for being a part of this MetaZoo community. We could not be more honored to be here and be delivering this content to you guys. So thank you so much. We will see you soon on another episode of
Metabroz. Later, guys.
Later.